Hey everyone, if you're servicing your own vehicle and you're on the ground and you've decided you want to swap your tyres front to rear, this is another way you can do it. Just pop the jack under, I'll show you where to put it, lift up one side at a time, and then you can swap the tyres front to rear. Get back a bit, bring it back towards us so that the two lips sit on the inside of the chassis. That's it, jack it now. Go in a little bit actually, in a little bit more. That's it, try it there, jack that, jack it at that, I reckon it'll come into the right place. Go ahead. Might move a little bit, never go under the vehicle while it's not supported with anything other than being on the jack. Ideally you want to get these two pieces of your jack on the inside edge of the chassis so that it's not going to slip off. And you should be able to jack it up, but we'll see how much lift it's got if this actually works out. The vehicle is not safe to go under with the jack like that. Okay, but your normal cheap 2-ton trolley jack is enough to get two wheels off the ground so that you can bada bing, you've got just enough room as long as you put the jack in the middle. Actually gives you a bit more room to check your brakes and everything like that, but whatever you do, do not go under the vehicle or work on it to change the brakes without any other support. You need jack stands. This is something that should happen at least every year thereabouts, even on a Prado that never needs any work, because a year's a long time and things do need to be checked. So if you don't know what you're checking, what you're doing, I recommend you bring it in here for a check at least once a year. Wheels off, you can just see more of the brakes. Okay, so if you know you've got a lot of brakes, you don't need to take the wheels off, but if they could be down a bit, it's worth having a look. All right, so a jack like this, you're going to pick up at your auto shop for a couple $100. I think Joel's Garage actually is the last one I purchased for the engine replacement hospital workshop jack. I think it was about 200, something like that, 250. I like a little bit lower profile. Let's just have a look again at that positioning. So we want to have, so that if it was to slip sideways, those sort of teeth, or what do you call it, on the inside of the chassis, if that makes sense, and only jack it up by the chassis. You don't just put it underneath your floor pan on a non-chassis vehicle. Don't go jacking up cars and things until you know what you're jacking. Before you drop it down, lower your jack handle so that it doesn't hit the side step, but we're not too worried. And you can drop it slowly, you can drop it hard if you do it one-handed like that because you're holding a camera. On the passenger side of the vehicle, there is a fuel tank there. So normally I just estimate between the front and rear tyres if I jack up the side of the vehicle and try and go midway to get both the front and the rear wheels off. And on a normal vehicle, they don't flex much, so it doesn't matter. But with a four-wheel drive, you get more flex. And because of the fuel tank there, we had to go just in front of that. There's actually a bit of extra strengthening there. It's almost like a jacking point. Probably is, but let's jack it up and see, because it's a little bit further forward rather than center. Let's see how it works out. I think we'll be okay. Front's definitely up. That's what we thought was going to happen. Yeah, just enough off the ground at the back there, I think. Have a look. Give it a spin. Yeah. Is that clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Oh, beautiful. There you go, people. Another view of that. Hooked in must have those two hooked in behind the chassis so it can't slip off. Very dangerous if you don't get it right. Need to get it right. Mate, you've had your voice in videos before.
I have indeed, yes.
Yours is the one with the transfer case, the cheapest oil leak fix, blah, blah, blah.
It's been great success.
That everybody reckons doesn't work and all that, and they're telling us, oh, you're just trapping the oil in there, but there was so much oil getting trapped in there, I can imagine.
That'll be at least 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. And so there's probably at least about 5, 6, 10 mil of oil in there. But we could have just charged you to take your transfer case out and replace that seal. It would have been hundreds or many hundreds of dollars. Anyway, different subject. You are witness to this.
Indeed.
Do you mind telling it? Did I set you up or what? Did I tell you what to say? Did I just roll the camera and butt
I walked in and changing the wheels over.
And you saw it yourself, right?
Yeah.
He got the gun out, he went to take the nut off, and what happened with one of the nuts?
It was pretty much already off.
Finger loose, that's right. Before we cracked it loose, it was just finger loose. So correct procedure for the tyre shops, putting wheels and tyres back on, and for the mechanical workshops. I know all the DIYs that watch my videos know how to do it, so I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to send it to your tyre shop before you take your car in to get some new tyres. Send it to your mechanic if you're still going to trust them after seeing all the problems. So you put the wheel on, the proper, genuine, strong wheel center on the hub. You push it into the center of the hub. You get the nut started at least 2 turns before you put any gun on it. You don't get your gun, hit the trigger, and while it's spinning, bring it in and hit the end of the nuts and chip all the chrome off and make them all sharp so that we cut our fingers next time we're going to put them on, because that's what happens to everybody. You put it on and then you gently bring it in with the gun. And if the nut, if that inside edge there hits the edge of the wheel and it's not going in, you've got to back this one off so you can wiggle the wheel to make sure all the nuts go in like that. Oh yeah, not bad. How do we know we haven't over-tightened them?
Because I've already checked my gun with the torque speed.
That's it. So that's only going to be about 90 to 100 Newton meters. If you hit them again, they'd be pretty even. They'd probably go closer to 110 and you might be okay, probably better than what most people do. But what we do now that the wheel's pulled all the way in, we're going to drop it on the ground and then we hit it with the torque wrench. Every single car needs to be torqued up to 115 Newton meters, not foot-pounds, not 110, not 113, not 108. 115 Newton meters is what we use, and that's what's going to work. If you've got powder coat on your wheels, you really need to check it every 5,000 Ks. How would I know that? Watch the other videos. See if you over-tightened them. Ooh. Perfect, like I said. Look, 115, take it just a little bit further. If you over-tighten them, you stretch the studs, which will result one day in them shearing off when somebody goes to put the wheels on, and then you'll blame them, but it could have been the last guy. Oh, beautiful. This is the one we actually videoed with the gun. I would say that's perfect, mate. Couldn't have done a better job myself. And I'm number 1, you're number 2. Oh, this is the 3rd one.
Mate, I'm number 1, you're number 2. Because you don't get your hands dirty no more.
We might have to have a race and so you can put the wheels on and torque them up quicker and we'll see who's number 1. I was at the 4-wheel drive show a year or 2 ago and they had, I think it was Jack's Tyres. They had the, you throw the wheel on and get the, and I actually held the fastest time, I think, till all through Friday, till sometime Saturday, at least Saturday morning. And that was including reusing wheel nuts and studs that were wrecked from other people chucking nuts in the gun and cross-threading them and whatever. So it could have been quicker, but sometime over the weekend, apparently someone beat me. But anyway, you get that. If you over-tighten, you stretch them, they'll break off. If you under-tighten them, you might be okay for a while. The wheel will probably slowly work its way loose and then they'll slowly all loosen evenly and eventually they'll all fall off. The wheel will fall off and go down the road. It's going to get dangerous. If you don't do them evenly, so someone comes along and they're just really rough, and like what this car was, some were really tight, some were mediocre and some were loose, that's what you're going to get. And randomly what's probably going to happen is you're going to sort of lose one and then the next loosest one is going to work its way loose and so on till you get down to a couple left, and it could end up looking like a Nissan in no time. I can say that. I don't think any Nissan owners are watching this late in the video. So bada bing, bada boom. That's one way you can jack up your car, rotate your tyres with all the added information about looking after your wheel studs and keeping the wheels on the car. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll catch you on the next video.